In my pregame interview, I tried to ask Borja what the biggest change that the team Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Blue Sox Baseball Network. I'm your host, Tucker Deschneaux, alongside Sam Feely tonight. We will be beginning this game very shortly. Pete John will be leading off for the Blue Sox, as we will be taking on the Middlesex Expos once again tonight after losing a 11-1 game last night. Looking to rebound here tonight.
Blue Sox, the away team in this game, and will also be the away team in tomorrow night's game at LHS against Reading, as the Blue Sox and Expos look to playing for the pivotal head-to-head tiebreaker with Blue Sox, Expos, and Bulldogs jockeying for position at the top of the ICL standings. Both teams entering at 28 points tonight.
No, misses 2-1.
Blue Sox had a base runner in every inning last night with hits in the first 6 and a walk in the 7th, but 3 double plays, including 2 in the first 2 innings after the Blue Sox fell behind early, really killed their momentum and got a rebound here.
Absolutely, as Pete John goes down on strikes to start this one off. Let's bring up John Fritz.
Fritz got some work on the mound at the end of that blowout loss last night, and Blue Sox fell behind 3-0, got within 3-1, and obviously that was the only run of the game last night. But it was just really a tough game from a defensive standpoint for the Blue Sox fielding, especially in the infield.
As that is a ground out there.
Sounded like Fritzy broke his bat too in the process, and 2 up, 2 down. Here's Jules.
Julian Alvarez stepping in. Hitting .245 on the season, as that one is in there for strike 1.
Interesting situation here for the Blue Sox on the offensive side, as they're facing Expos starter Kevin Michael, who is making his first appearance of the season.
That is interesting. I wonder when he was added to their roster.
Yeah, you got one of that, but I mean, you're starting a guy who actually didn't pitch for the Expos last year either, and you're pitching him in a pivotal late regular season game, starting him against the team you're tied with for first in the standings.
And catcher tonight for Middlesex Expos, Joe Auger, the Lowell High School catcher this past season. Told me, saw him in between innings last game, told me that he's made a few appearances for the Expos this season and getting some work more recently. His first game in Lexington last night, so it was good to see a familiar face. As this one is hit up the middle, and it'll be a single for Julian as that one gets through.
When you're facing a guy making his first appearance of the season in a pivotal game, you can't let him get through the first inning 1, 2, 3. And if you were, you got to make him work for it. And Michael got the first two batters pretty easily, but a nice little chopper up the middle by Jules and keeps the inning alive.
Lima fouls this one.
Lima also got some work on the mound last night. 3 Blue Sox made their pitching debuts for the team.
Yeah, when the numbers are low and the game gets deep like that, you know, you may have some position players find themselves on the mound.
Yeah, although I must say they were certainly showing a lot more prowess pitching than, say, the likes of Williams Astudillo or Brett Phillips. Watching La Tortuga pitch is a treat, though.
I know Alex Voidick said, of all nights you have to catch me, it's the one where I could have pitched. This one will get away, and Julian will take second. One, two on Salima. Be a ground ball over to second base. It'll get through, and Julian will come in, give the Blue Sox 1-0 lead here in the first.
Jules might have hurt himself coming into home plate there.
Yeah.
Not a good sign. Sway came out of the game after the fourth inning when he hit his. I think it was the fourth inning when he hit his double. He didn't come in. He didn't come out right after the double, but finished the inning on the bases and then came out. And Sway down. Now Jules might be down. This is, you were talking to Borja before the game, as Alex fouls that one off. You're talking to Borja before the game about, the youth of this team, and that's and it's hard not to notice that, and Blue Sox fans are gonna notice it. Are going to get introduced to have been introduced to a lot of new players this year, and now they're going to be thrust into even bigger roles.
Mm-hmm. Something that, hopefully they can, turn to the veterans for, that leadership. But when it comes to, executing plays on the field, you have a lot of young guys out there now that, when the ball hits to them, it's down to that. So it'll be, it's great to see guys, step up and, when these playoffs come, it's really cement themselves in the Blue Sox legacy with the opportunities.
Yeah, it's not like Jules and Sway won't be there
right
to give them advice. They'll be present, and
that one will get out.
Alex Voitic. Oh boy. Oh man, that is a huge hit.
And that'll put the Blue Sox up now in the driver's seat 3-0 now as Voitic comes home here.
First home run of the season for Wojtek, and couldn't have come at a better time in the first inning to set the tone.
Absolutely.
And I was saying at the end of last night's game, yeah, obviously it was a rough game. It was a rough game to watch or play if you're on the Blue Sox side, but got to dust yourself off, come back, and they have responded here in the top of the first in a big way to start.
So this one will be a ball that gets into left center field, and Mark Corey will get in there with a single. Salima was on base, right?
Yeah.
For that sway.
Yeah. And here we go again with the Blue Sox patented 2-out, nobody on rally. Starts with Jules getting the base hit up the middle, and now 3 runs home, and still another runner on base.
This will bring up Matt Chattel, who will chop one to the left side.
The thing that hurt the Blue Sox last night, in addition to, mention the double plays, but it was a rough night defensively. Like there have been some wicked hops this season, especially on the left side of the infield, and then as the game.
We'll get through into left field by the shortstop, and Blue Sox will have runners on first and second here. It's Matt Chattel and Clay Sowell stepping in.
But yeah, the tough hops on the left side of the infield, and then it just snowballed in the late stages as the Expos had 3 runs in each of the last 2 innings.
Absolutely, and the Expos really executed on some defensive plays as well with those double plays that just kind of shut us up at the right time, just to keep the momentum in the Middlesex favor last night. This one will get through third base. Blue Sox on a streak here. Run will come in, and behind him sliding is Chattel into third.
Well, talk about these two teams counterpunching in the games they've played this season, and it continues here into the first inning of the regular season finale between the teams.
Blue Sox now with a 4-0 lead here. Is this Clay Sowell still, or is this McCullough?
No.
This is McCullough. As Jesse McCullough will be stepping in, the 9-hitter. Blue Sox batting 10 tonight. Ernie Little on deck. This one will be a ground ball over to third. Throw over is in time for the out. As the sky turns many colors here tonight, and we'll head into the bottom of the first. The Expos will be due up as tonight's home team. We'll be right back.
And the home run by Alex, by the way, gives him 10 for his Blue Sox career.
Yeah, absolute shot from Alex. We'll be right back.
So another note about Alex, I mentioned the home run, his 10th career home run of the Blue Sox. He now has 8 hits on the season, and 6 of them are for extra bases, 5 doubles, and now that home run. Seven of those home runs came between 2016 and 2017 for Alex, when he also posted his 2 best RBI totals in a Blue Sox uniform at 18 and 16.
On the mound tonight for Blue Sox is Jake Vessling. ERA of 2.80 with 25 strikeouts, 10 earned runs. with 25 innings pitched. He's 1-0 on the season with 7 games pitched in.
Pitch on the 21st against the Expos, got a no decision, 5 innings, 7 hits, 5 runs, 4 of which were earned, walked 1 and struck out 3. His only win of the season came back on June 21st against Malden, a complete game 1 hitter. Alex, now with 10 home runs, by the way, has joined Jules and Dan Graham as the only Blue Sox with 10 home runs with the team since 2006. Love the sunset.
Looks great. Swing and a miss from leadoff hitter Tavares. All right, 1-2. This will be a fly ball, and that'll be caught in left field by Mark Corey for the first out.
Alex's home run, by the way, kind of hit at a low angle too. It was like, it wasn't exactly sure if it like it was hit hard enough, but it looked like a.
Off the bat, I wasn't 100% sure.
Yeah, I thought it was just gonna drop. I thought it was gonna get to the fence for a double, but got it out of there.
Sneaky home run is. That one's in there for a strike.
And former Blue Sox pitcher Sam Finn, by the way, working home plate tonight.
Not that we're suggesting any collusion. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, actually, I believe he was not allowed to work Blue Sox games for the first couple of years after he joined the Umpires Association, just to, avoid any conflicts.
As that one will go up the middle, it's off of Vessling's glove into Ernie Little's and throw over to first is in time for the out.
Sam's father was also an ICL umpire, and they still is. And have both Finns worked the same game? Okay, so. But didn't both father and son once work a Blue Sox game that we were at, or? Okay, I feel like they would have had to. It's just such a tight knit community.
Alex's home run was 2-run, right?
Yep.
Allá abajo, allá quería mirar una comic store.
What?
Una tienda de cómics. Me venden libros de comedia. Estaba viendo con su bebé ayer, como caminando, hace un ejercicio. Así, venía como caminando, doblamos la luz y fuimos hasta allá abajo. Me encanta porque estaba frente de la pizzería.
And Golanskowitz will walk.
Four-pitch walk, and much like the Blue Sox in the top half this inning, Expos get a 2-out base runner. And we'll see if the Expos can get a 2-out, nobody on rally going.
first name. Leon.
Leon Paulino, 292, 4 homers, 14 RBIs. Big strikeout there for Vesling, and Expos won't return the favor to the Blue Sox and strand the 2-out base runner at first.
And we'll head into the second. Blue Sox remain in the lead here, 4-0. We'll be right back. All right, we resume play here as sky now has lots of bright pinks, purples, you name it. Absolutely beautiful here at Lexington High School as Jesse McCullough steps in. This one will be put over to the left side on a bunt foul.
It's actually Ernie Little, isn't it?
Oh, that is Ernie?
Yeah, it is Ernie. Yeah.
Okay. The McCullough had the, what was his out? Ground out? No. I don't know. That is Ernie. So Ernie Little, the batter.
Ernie 2 for 3 last night against the Expos, and Monday night against the Expos. It was 0 for 2 last night. Ernie's 6 for 16 on the season. All his hits are singles and has not walked.
1-2 on Ernie.
Ernie has hits in 4 of his last 6 games, dating back to the 15th against Reading. Cut and a miss.
And they will throw him out at first there. 1 down.
Leo como triste, está perdiendo el equipo, parece. En el primer inning hicieron 4.
Let's bring up leadoff hitter Pete John.
Leo Paulino, estamos arriba nosotros.
Swing and a miss.
4-0 en el primero. Cuando yo me veo
Ellos
con
lo
el brazo
hicieron a
cruzado,
nosotros.
pendiente.
Pete 0 for 1 entered play at 290 with 5 RBIs.
Cuando yo me leo con el brazo así, digo, estamos perdiendo. Oye, pero ya llegué yo.
Check swing. And 1-1.
Leo, ese como que medio viejito ya. Sí. Ese se ve medio viejito. Me lo ahí, se tiene que ser. No, por ahí otro. Por ahí,
This one will be put up the middle, and
ese
it's
que.
gloved by the shortstop. Throw in time for the out.
No hay una gente que se parezca.
Velo ahí los dos.
Ese Kevin que cogió la bola.
Yo pensaba que era él.
Yo también. No lo vi, yo creo que será Kevin.
And John Fritz now the two-hitter. Grounded out back in the first inning.
Me dijo que le fue bien ayer. Sí, porque le lleva como 5 giros último juego. Está caliente, se va a te quedar, ¿no? Ese es caliente. Va a tener que pagarme por estar pichándole práctica. Dile con tu lugar. Oye, le están cogiendo.
And that one will get away, ball one.
Leo quiere dinero y le está dando práctica a Keble. Así que saca, que tú eres que tiene. Yo sé que estoy pichándole práctica, me hay que pagar.
Kevin. Yo ni oí esa parte. Yo ni oí esa parte.
Cuando
¿De
tú lo
qué
veas.
que pagar?
Cuando dice, pero ven acá. ¿Y qué es lo que
Strike
pasa?
two.
Ahora quiere que diga que le pague porque te está pichando práctica y que está bateando. Es capaz de decirme, pues le pegó lo del
Oh, sorry, strike one.
Yo creía que era por bondad y por amistad por muchos años.
Ahorita dice que le pegó lo de Luis a Leo, güey. Dile así, por Dios que... No, ahorita le digo yo. Leo está igualito que Luis. Ay, Dios mío. Ellos deben de televisarlo en YouTube. Ellos lo... Sí, ellos lo graban. Pero el sábado trabaja en Nueva York.
And that one's in there for strike two now, 2-2.
Michael can make good use of that inside corner to righties. Hasn't gotten.
So will be a chopper over to shortstop, and for the second time tonight, John Fritz grounds out to shortstop, and second batter in a row. That'll end the top of the second. It'll be Ryan Cloutier, Leone, and Stiletto due up for the Expos when we come back in the bottom of the second.
Biggest first inning or biggest inning period against them?
No, we had the 5-run inning.
All right. So the 4 runs that the Blue Sox put up in the first inning are the most they've scored in a first inning against the Expos in the 2 years the Expos have been in the ICL, and have almost already matched. The Blue Sox have almost already matched their hit total from last night. 7 last night, 6 hits in the first inning tonight.
And it'll be Ryan Cloutier at the plate. That one is sliced foul into the backstop.
And getting those 4 runs after the first 2 batters were retired, huge, like I said, to not let Michael settle in his first start of the season.
Absolutely. It's very easy for a team to be,
That's gonna,
lose momentum if they see, first 2 guys go down like that, but to show a little resilience, throws the pitcher off his game, and now all of a sudden everything's shifted back your way, and the Blue Sox really took advantage.
Michael certainly rebounded nicely in the top half of this second inning, but see, Vesling will have to keep the foot on the throttle on the mound to make sure the Expos don't get any ideas.
Absolutely. 1-2 pitch from Vesling. And he gets Cloutier swinging. Second strikeout of the night. And this will bring up Leon.
All 6 ICL teams in action tonight. Andre and Melrose got underway at Morelli at 7:30, and Reading and Malden are playing at Maplewood. They also had first pitch at 8 o'clock.
Zen will be chopped over to the Chattel at third, throw over in time for the out.
Oh, what a bullet by Chattel from third.
Absolutely, showing how strong that arm is on that one.
Yeah, we need to check the replay.
I still haven't figured out replays on OBS on my own computer, so I'm sorry I can't help you, Bruce. I would love to, though. I know you can do it, I just don't know how. And folks watching tonight want to watch a baseball game and not a OBS tutorial.
That one misses now, 1-1. On Stellato. Two one. And that will be foul. Full count now.
Vesling's had success thus far getting the Expos here to chase up and away. 3-2.
And someone will be left for ball 4.
So yet again, first 2 batters go down, and then a 2-out walk. Nothing came of the 2-out walk in the first inning. Let's see if this one will be any different.
It'll be Guerrero at the plate for Middlesex. You want to know? Runner on first.
Brian Guerrero playing in only his 4th game of the season, and 2 of those games have been against the Blue Sox. 2 of the first 3 that I should say have been against the Blue Sox. Was 2 for 3 on the 21st with a run scored and 2 ribbies, and then was 1 for 1 on Monday. All 3 of his hits this season have come against the Blue Sox.
Runner goes on the 1-1. It's a swing and a miss. The throw down is off to the left side. He'll get in there to second easily. Count now 1-2.
First runner in scoring position of the night for the Expos. And if Guerrero can continue his success that he's had against the Blue Sox in the first few games, might be able to get a run on the board here.
And Vesling gets him to swing and miss. And that'll end the second. Next 2 innings will be Sam Feely for the play-by-play. And I'll make my return in a moment. In a couple innings, that is.
You can stick around if you want to do color or anything.
Yeah, absolutely.
Got to take photos for the for the Burb app, I understand.
Yep. And we will be right back with Blue Sox baseball in, top of the third. I keep forgetting the whole way.
Throws you off, but this is this is not the first time it's happened.
Yeah.
And not by a long shot. Top of the third, good to see Jules back in. It'll be Alvarez, Salima, and Wojtek due up here in the top of the third for the Blue Sox, and Alvarez comes up empty for strike 1. Alvarez walked with 2 outs and nobody on the top of the first, which kick-started the 4-run rally. And that gave the Blue Sox the 4-0 lead they currently hold here. But 0-2 to Alvarez. 1-2. Dribbler foul over towards Rick in the third base coach's box. Four runs, 6 hits for the Blue Sox. No runs, no hits for the Expos through 2. Off the lip of the infield grass that we have seen so often this year, although it was in the hole, so it was going to get through for a base hit anyway. And the throw from left also hit off the back of the lip of the infield grass, and, well, that's the outfield grass now that I think about it. Didn't cause any further damage for the Expos, but leadoff man aboard for the Blue Sox for the first time tonight, as that is fouled off by Lima for strike 1. Amos singled and scored. His first time up in the first. That'll be fouled off the other way again. And the count will be 0-2. Blue Sox now up to 7 hits, matching their output from all of last night. But seven hits over the course of the game, still pretty good. Throw over to first, and Alvarez back standing. But only the 1 run to show for it last night. 4 runs already for the Blue Sox, and hoping to pad on. 2-2. Salemander played tonight at .282 with a .431 on base percentage, but comes up empty there for strike 3. So that'll be strikeout number 3 for Michael. And 1 down for Alex Wojcik, who hit his 10th career Blue Sox home run back in the first. That made it 3-0 at the time. And Alex will take a pitch in the dirt, and that will allow Alvarez to get up to second. So 1-0, and another RBI opportunity here for Alex. Another wild pitch from Michael. That's a wild pitch from Michael, also advanced Alvarez. And that'll be grounded to third, scooped up there, throw on to first in time. 2 down. So Alex now 1 for 2. And it'll be up to Corey to keep the line moving. Corey walked and came around to score his first time up. Oh, single, excuse me. Saw. It's Red Tucker's handwriting. 1-0 the count to Corey. Two and 0. If Corey can smash one down the right field line, he might run for a while because the first baseman's playing off the first base bag. Not hugely so, but enough room that if it's hit hard enough, it's going to roll for a while. And that'll be taken on the outside corner, 3-1. Corey's hit in the first inning was only his second in 11 at-bats with the Blue Sox this season. And he will pick up a walk here. And it'll be first and second with 2 out. It's the second walk Corey has drawn this year. So Alvarez at second. And Corey at first for Chattel. Singled his first time up. And he will take down and away, ball 1. Inside corner to even the count at 1. Chattel betting 300 entering play tonight. One and 2. Chattel was 0 for 3 last night after going 4 for 6 over the previous 2 games. hit that one foul, hit him in the batter's box. Chattel only had 1 double and 1 RBI coming into play tonight. Another extra base hit here would be huge. Oh, on the inside corner, strike 3 called. Tough break there for Chattel. Thought he had ball 2, but the side has retired. The Blue Sox strand 2, and it is still 4-0 Sox after 2.5. Bottom of the third, it'll be Paulino, Auger, and Tavares due up for the Expos against Vesling. And Paulino skies it into center field, but it will stay in the park. Caught for a 1-pitch out. Auger takes down and in for ball 1. Joe Auger 0 for 3 in 2 games thus far this season. And he'll pop this one up down the right field line behind first base, going into foul territory, and it drops, but it is in foul territory, so it'll just be strike 1. But again, a chance for a pop-up out for the Blue Sox. They're unable to convert. So Auger's still alive at 1-1. And he'll foul that one into the screen to make it 1-2. Leadoff hitter Tavares on deck for the Expos, and if anybody gets on, Peralta. Just missed the outside corner, and the count will even at 2. This will be grounded to short, fielded there, throw on to first in time. And the Blue Sox will not suffer for the drop for the ball landing in foul territory on the would-be pop-up. 2 down, 2 up, 2 down. And the line turns over for Tavares, who flew out to left, leading off the bottom of the first. And a nice off-speed pitch on the first pitch for strike 1. Third baseman Chattel in on the grass, in case Tavares thinks of laying one down. And that'll be high for ball 1. Middleton Tavares certainly with the speed to pull that off. He's got 11 steals in 12 attempts and foul that one off, and that might have gotten a piece of both Clay and maybe Sam Finn too, but Sam ain't wearing a helmet, just the mask and the cap. In there for a strike 3 called, and the side is retired. 3 in the books, and still 4-0 Blue Sox. So we go to the top of the 4th, and it'll be Clay Sowell, Jesse McCullough, and Ernie Little due up. And Clay takes ball 1. He singled his first time up in the first. 1-1. As that's driven deep down the left field line, but it'll be a long foul ball, and it'll be 1-2. be ground to third. Backhanded nicely there. Throw on to first. Some fine defense over there at the hot corner tonight. And there is one out to lead off the top of the fourth. And that hit him. Our buddy went around and he offered at it. And it'll be strike one. Just digging in the Intercity League archives. On the ICL website, go back to 2006 as that hits the inside corner for strike two. To Jesse, who ran out to third. 1-2 the count. And excuse me, swing pop up on the right side. That'll be caught for out number two. That'll bring up Ernie Little, who struck out his first time up in the second. Sam Finn's Blue Sox career shorter than I remember, 2009 to 2012, as this is grounded to second, scooped up there, and Ernie's going to beat it out for an infield single to keep the inning alive. So for the third time tonight, it'll be Pete John, 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out. Throw over to first. Little back safely, and the ball got way from the first baseman Galankowitz, but no advance. Ernie takes off for second. Throw down to second goes into center field, and it'll be a stolen base for Little. Ball one. And Little in scoring position. In 2010 and 2011, Sam, as a pitcher for the Blue Sox, went 9-2 and allowed 55 hits in 60 innings. Had a whip of just over 1. 1-2 to Pete now with a runner in scoring position. The Blue Sox still trying to pad this lead that they've held. It's still been 4-0 since the first inning, and it will remain 4-0 halfway home as Pete grounds out on another strong throw.
playing in the playoffs. Jeff strikes out on a good pitch, and somebody was pitching for Andre. Comes back to the dugout. I'm at that point just a bench player. I'm just there to basically watch. And Vigsy comes up to me and he goes, "Sam, you have that pitch down?" And I go, "No, Jeff, I got a good pitch here." Jimmy Hughes, you remember Jimmy Hughes? Jimmy goes, "What's wrong with you? Don't tell him that the pitch is down. The pitch is a good pitch." I go, "Jimmy, what do you want me to do? You asked me a question." And at that point, I realized I could no longer play it. I wanted to get the official. I could tell no lie.
Too unbiased for your own good.
I mean, they asked me a question.
I mean, you're a pitcher. You were a pitcher. You would want the same call, wouldn't you?
I wonder if it's reflective in their performance if an umpire used to be a pitcher
Or a hitter? Yeah. Well,
who they tend to favor.
I mean, there are always discussions of, does an umpire's strike zone favor pitcher or hitters, and pitchers or hitters, and but exactly. 1-1 as Peralta leads off the bottom of the fourth after we had that wonderful discussion about Sam Finn watching Jeff Vigers at bat in the playoffs many moons ago against Andre. 1-2.
A little different than last night.
Yep.
Most position players to pitch in the Lexington Blue Sox game yesterday?
Yes.
Was that the? Do we have a?
That'll
do we
be
have
in
a
the right
charger
field for a
free?
base hit.
Do we have a charger that's not being used right now?
Do you need an Android or iPhone charger?
iPhone.
I have this green one. You can just place it on if it works.
My phone's dead.
Oh, the light turned on.
Well, it's dead completely, so I'm guessing it needs juice before.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
on.
it's good.
All right.
Thank you.
Leadoff man aboard for the first time for the Expos as Galenkowicz fouls that one off for strike one. Galenkowicz was the Expos' first base runner back in the first when he drew a 2-out walk.
That's their first hit.
Peralta picking up the first hit of the ball game for the Expos with that leadoff single. Had been 2 walks only issued by Vesling to that point, and that is on the outside corner for strike 2. And a swing and a miss. And that will be strikeout number 5 for Vesling through 3 1/3. Out number 1.
Katy no sabía que yo era boricua. Katy no sabía que yo era boricua.
Lamentablemente.
Paulino struck out his first time, and he'll lace this one foul. Vesling's season high in strikeouts this year is 8. That came in the complete game one hitter. They'll appeal, and he didn't go. Vesling averages a strikeout per inning entering play tonight. 1-2. The 8 strikeouts, by the way, in that win against Malden on June 21st are by far his career high in a game for the Blue Sox, as that is swung on and missed. Breaking ball that looked like it was going to be a little high, and those are the ones that tend to go a long way if you can make contact, but Paulino got tied up. He goes down on strikes for the second time, and here's Cloutier. And this will be a ground ball to the right side and foul for strike one. Cloutier also struck out in his first at-bat, leading off the second. Expos got their first hit leading off this bottom of the fourth with Peralta. He's still at first. Kolankowicz and Paulino going down on strikes, and now Cloutier to try and keep the line moving. And I'll be fouled off to make it 0-2. Leone on deck if we get that far, as the Blue Sox and Expos face each other for the final time in the regular season. Very real possibility they could face each other in the postseason, as this is into shallow right and caught on the run for the out. That retires the side. Expos get their first hit, first run. Will have to wait. 4-0 Blue Sox after 4. And certainly a better performance, Tucker, through the first 4.
Absolutely.
By the Blue Sox than we saw last night. But, you know, in the third and the fourth, they had their opportunities to extend this lead, and knowing the power and speed in the Expos lineup, you can't necessarily rest on 4 runs.
You know, Blue Sox got to get active again here on the bottom half of the inning. Just get the momentum, you know, not that it's not on their side, but it's good to kind of, you know, give that little reminder to their team, like, yeah, we're still here. You're not really shutting us out right now the last 3 innings.
Yeah. You know, I mean, certainly a big inning, you know, at the start of the game can take the wind out of the other team's sails the rest of the night, but can't count on that when you're facing teams talented as the Expos with playoff seeding on the line. All right, John Fritz, Julian Alvarez, and Andrew Salima due up here in the top of the 5th. Here's Tucker.
Alrighty, John Fritz will poke this one to the left side, and it'll be caught by the Expos third baseman for the first out. Alrighty, this will bring up Julian Alvarez as he fixes his gloves real quick.
I run the local sports production channel. I did the games up to 2019. Continue for a couple weeks.
And that one's in there for a strike. Ground ball to shortstop. It'll get through as he turns his body away from the ball a bit there, and that'll get into left field for the single. And Andrew Salima will be up. He singled back in the first and struck out in the third. This will be a grounder over to second. They'll flip over to the bag in time for the out. And Salima will reach on the fielder's choice.
Kind of a weirdly hit ball, that ground ball. It was like hit way slower than I would have expected. But
kind of killed the double play in a way there.
Yeah, did the bat break? I didn't think it broke.
See a broken bat.
But it was hit so slowly that it feels like that's the kind of ball that's produced by a broken bat, you know?
Yeah, as check swing there. They call that a strike. As that one's in there for strike two. Oh, yeah, thanks. As this one will be a flare in the center field, and runner will stay put, and we'll have runners at first and second now for the Blue Sox here.
You know, the Expos play all phases of the game so well that, like, you know, that's the kind of ball that, like, a lot of runners probably could go first to third on with 2 outs, but you know, when you've had the opportunities the Blue Sox have had after the first inning to pat on this lead, you don't want to lose another opportunity on the bases if you were to try and go to third and get hosed there.
Absolutely. So misses now 1-0. Mike Corey, the batter.
And with the way Jake's pitching, I want to reward him with at least one here.
And that'll be roped up the middle, and we'll get through up the middle. Run will come in.
Salima had to dance out of the way of the ball that almost hit him in the foot. Wow. Offline throw that almost resulted in an out anyway.
But we'll happily take that run as
absolutely the
Blue Sox get that additional run we've been talking about.
Been fighting for it all night. Finally broke through, and well, see if they can keep adding all the runs tonight, coming with 2 outs for the Blue Sox.
It'll be Matt Chattel at the plate.
And another wild pitch for Michael. That's his third of the game, right?
Yep.
Love to see another smash up the middle here and bring home 2.
And there it is. Nope. Gloved on the bounce, and throw is in time for the out. What a play from the shortstop there.
Oh man, the same kind of bounce that's been wrecking Blue Sox fielders so many times this season. That time goes the Expos' way, and it was definitely the right call at first. They got him by a step, but tough break to end that rally when you have a wild pitch, get 2 more into scoring position. You think, oh, maybe we'll hang another crooked number on the board. Have to settle for 1, unfortunately, after all that promise of another 2-out rally.
That was Corey that scored Alvarez.
Yep.
I mean Salima.
What has gotten into Bobby Dahlbeck? He has 5 RBIs tonight. That's given the Red Sox a 6-5 lead over the Guardians.
Hey, that's a plus. At least the Red Sox are winning.
He has 2 2-run homers and a sac fly tonight.
That's awesome. I didn't even get to a game this season.
Bobby bombs, you know, just struggling so mightily, and everyone clamoring for the debut of Tristan Casas before Casas got hurt. And the way the Red Sox have been playing lately, hard to believe the Blue Sox were struggling more than the Red Sox were last night, but both teams showing resilience tonight as we go to the bottom of the fifth.
That was awesome. Alrighty, it'll be Leon at the plate. Here to lead off the bottom of the fifth. As that will be slice foul.
It's the City Connect jerseys. That's all it is.
They lost last night.
Yeah, but they still have a pretty good winning percentage wearing them overall. That's for sure.
Yeah, maybe they should just wear them all the time.
The Yellow Sox.
Actually, the Sox are powder blue with that uniform.
Oh, yeah.
Aren't they? Yeah. Yeah, the cap of the Sox are powder blue and the jersey is gold.
I love those uniforms.
Are MLB teams allowed to wear City Connect uniforms on the road, though? Like, is there...
No, they wore it. Oh, but was that just a home? Because they wore it a bunch.
Oh, they wore it a bunch.
Was it last year?
Last year, especially towards the end in the playoff push. But those were all home games.
As Leon swings and misses.
It's possible that Nike and MLB agreed on a rule that those could only be home uniforms. I don't know. I mean, like...
Another strikeout for Mr. Wrestling.
Yeah, it'll be Jake's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th of the night.
7, one off his career high.
From Vesling.
What would be great is if there were like an interleague matchup like between the Cubs and the White Sox where they both wore their City Connect jerseys. Wrigleyville versus Southside.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that's what their respective jerseys say.
And that one will miss now.
7 strikeouts, but now 3 walks for Jake.
Stellato will take first, and to hit is Guerrero. He struck out back in the second.
Three walks is the most Jake has allowed in any appearance this season.
Oh!
Gotta tag him. There it is.
And hit right back to Salima, and that'll end the fifth.
3 unassisted double play, and
gets the 3U.
Jake did the absolute right thing. Once the runner took off, came off the bag, and then was in the perfect position for where the ball was hit. Only 1-1-2-3 inning thus far for Jake, but he has faced the minimum twice. And 1-2-3 inning back in the third. So through 5-0, and Michael's back out there for the top of the 6th.
All right, we'll begin the top of the 6th. It'll be Clay Sowell, the catcher, who will go around out to shortstop to begin the inning.
Defense for the Expos on the infield has been pretty good tonight. It's just that when the Blue Sox, they haven't really. There's just that one play, like the one or two plays where the Blue Sox really got robbed of hits.
A little comment on the Battle of Chicago from Karen.
Oh, of course, Mrs. Wojcik, the Wojcik family, of course, being from Illinois and big White Sox fans. ICL Hall of Famer and former Blue Sox catcher Eric Poling was from Pinckneyville, Illinois.
As Jesse McCullough takes ball 4. It'll bring up Ernie Little here. Ernie with 2 strikeouts tonight. Is that what that one was?
No, that's a single.
Single? Oh, okay.
Yeah, 1 for 2.
Gotcha.
Michael hasn't picked anyone off tonight, but he's made it pretty close at first with the Cubs. But as I was saying, it's like, there have been like twice tonight. It's Blue Sox have really been robbed of hits by the infield defense, and strike him out, throw him out, double play. The defense keeping the Expos in it tonight.
And we'll head into the bottom of the 6th. The Expos due up with Paulino, Auger, and then top of the order, Tavares.
So Borja's going to take over for the bottom of the 6th. And Borja making his 9th appearance of the season, which will tie him with Manny for the team high. 8 appearances, 2-0 with 1 save at a .84 ERA. 8 1/3 innings, 5 hits, 1 earned run, 5 walks, 10 strikeouts, 1 hit batter. Last pitch on the 19th against the Chiefs. Win an inning, allowed a hit with no runs, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. one appearance against the Expos this year. Went 1 inning, allowed 1 hit with no runs, walks, or strikeouts. Borja made only 1 appearance against the Expos last year, and that was in the championship series on August 19th when he got a win in 2 innings with 2 hits, no runs, no walks, and 2 strikeouts, and a hit batter.
So Jake finishes with the 7 strikeouts.
Yeah, and it'll be just short of his season and career high with the Blue Sox. But 7 strikeouts, 5 innings, 1 hit, 3 walks, and no runs. That last one being the important part. In there for strike 1. Paulino, Auger, and Tavares due up. And it'll be 0-2. Warren trying to sweep across the zone, catch the outside corner. And we'll have to keep going at 1-2. 5-0 Blue Sox here in the bottom of the 6th. This is the bottom of the 6th. Even though the game's here at LHS, as this is grounded to short, fielded there. Throw on to first in time. And 1 down as Paulino is now 0 for 2. And here's Auger, who grounded out to short his first time up in the 3rd. So Jake Vessling in line for his 2nd win of the season if this score holds. That's down away for ball 1 to Auger. So you've watched Auger play at Lowell High. Can you give us a little insight into what kind of player he is for the Red Raiders?
Yeah, Joe is a team captain this season for Lowell. He shows great leadership. He's the guy in between innings that's in the dugout, getting everyone back on track. A real leader on every team he's on. So it'll be interesting to see what his dynamic is, on a Middlesex team as, the youngest guy on the team where, he's used to being in that leadership role. But Joe's a great example for, a lot of the younger guys that were on the team, and in terms of just making sure everyone's doing their job. He's a guy you can trust and love having on your team.
Auger goes down on a called strike 3. 2 up, 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th. Where is he going to play baseball in college?
Yeah, he'll be playing at Worcester State.
Worcester State, all right. Lamp turns over for Tavares, 0 for 2 with a flat to left and strikeout looking. And that will dart down and in for ball 1. Fastball, breaking ball, changeup. That's what you usually get from Borja, although this will be down the left field line foul. Heard guys talk about Bohr having a curveball, but that last pitch down in looked more like a slider. One and one, the count to Tavares in the top of the 7th. It'll be the top of the order due up for the Blue Sox. Pete John, John Fritz, and Julian Alvarez as that darts inside again. And the count will be 2-1 to Tavares. Blue Sox, if this score holds, and we'll have time called as we might have ball come into play from the softball game going on the other side of the fence. Frequent occurrence this time of year. The fence isn't. The fence is a little closer to them. 2-2. Did that hit him? Or that hit the... Sam is not pointing to first base, but Tavares is pitching the bat. And Sam did not call time. But I guess he did get it because he's... Oh, is he? I don't know. I didn't see Sam point to first, but I guess he did. But he certainly reacted as if he got hit by the pitch. So on the shin, yeah. I didn't see a point to first. I wasn't sure. Didn't even see you call time. So, sometimes it's too obvious. But yeah. So Tavares aboard after being hit by the pitch, and that'll bring up Peralta. But I'm thinking, but Bruce talking about, the guys who hit home runs in that softball league at the field on the other side of the fence. That's where the Lexington High varsity softball team plays. That same softball field, as that's in there for a strike one. Thinking if that's like it's that fence is closer to their home plate than it is to ours, and if that was a 300-foot fence that they're hitting those balls over, sign them up by all means. But I think that's about the regulation 200 something, isn't it? 1-1 to Peralta, has the only hit thus far tonight for the Expos, a single leading off the 4th. And that'll be into center field and caught on the run for the out that retires the side. And we go to the top of the 7th. Not quite closing time for the Blue Sox. Still got to bat one more time. 5-0. Mm-hmm. Okay. Couple changes for the Expos. Andrew Mazzoni has taken over at first base for Golankowicz. And Emmanuel St. Hilaire, the lefty, on the mound for the top of the 7th for the Expos. St. Hilaire making his 3rd appearance of the season, 0-1 with a 10.49 ERA. In 2 2/3 innings, has allowed 2 hits, 7 runs, 4 of which are earned, walked 6, struck out 4, and hit 3 batters. Veteran Pete John his first test, and he gets strike 1 on Pete, who is 0 for 3 with a strikeout and a couple of groundouts. Strike 2. Mazzoni taking over for Golankowicz, and that spot in the Expos order is due up first in the bottom of the 7th. One and 2 the count to Pete. And Pete goes down for strike 3. So Pete 0 for 4, and here is John Fritz, the top 2 hitters in the Blue Sox order. John and Fritz combined 0 for 7 thus far. Everyone else in the Blue Sox lineup has reached base at least once.
Let's go, Fritz.
And he'll take down and away for ball 1. Fritz grounded out to short twice and hit that hard hit ball to third, leading off the 5th. 2-0. Check swing, it's down away from 3-0. And that'll be a 5-pitch walk that enables Fritz to reach for the first time tonight. It'll be 1-on-1 out, and it looks like we will have a pinch hitter for Jewel. Yep. Yep. And so Eli actually not pinch hitting. He did sub in for Julian last inning. So Perez getting his first at bat of the game nonetheless. And Eli takes on the inside corner for strike 1. Eli hits this one to first, bobbled by the new first baseman Mazzoni. Has trouble picking it off the grass in foul territory, and then eventually tags the bag for the out to retire Eli. Fritz up to second. So Fritz in scoring position, and here's Lima. And a check swing, but strike 1 anyway. So, and third baseman Guerrero. And we go to the bottom of the 7th. It is now closing time for the Blue Sox. 5-0. So Manny Del Carmen will try to close it out. Not a save situation, a 5-run lead. But just as Borja tied him for the team lead in appearances, Manny gets it back with this appearance. Manny pitching in his 10th game of the season. No wins, losses, or ties, 5 saves, and a 1.56 ERA in 9 innings, has allowed 7 hits, 3 runs, 2 of which are earned, walked 2, and struck out 10. Last pitch on the 15th, Redding getting the save with an inning of scoreless, hitless, walkless ball, but also no strikeouts. So it's not going to be Mazzoni batting here. It's going to be Quinn Kilroy. And Kilroy, even in the count 1-1. Kilroy fouls that one off. The count will be 1-2. Kilroy playing in his 12th game, a 200 hitter with 1 double and 5 RBIs, was 0 for 1 in. So Kilroy picks up the single, leading off the top of the 7th against Del Carmen, and here is Paulino. And that'll be low for ball 1. Paulino 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, both coming against Vesling. This will be hit deep down the left field line, but that will get foul. And the count will be 1-1. Manny can hold this down. Ryan O'Rourke nearly airmailing the ball back to home plate. If the Blue Sox and Manny can hold this down, Blue Sox would be at 30 points and would hold the tiebreaker head-to-head against the Expos, as they would have won the season series 3-2. Still 3 more outs to get, though. Inside corner, 1-2. 5 runs, certainly a doable feat for the Expos. In the dirt, runner takes off for second. Their throw goes into center field. So Kilroy in scoring position with a 2-2 count. And this will be fouled off at the plate. This being Manny's first appearance in 12 days, see if Expos can take advantage of the layoff for the Blue Sox closer. But Manny gets Paulino to swing over the top of it. Runner in scoring position, 1 out. And the pitch is down low for ball 1. Swing and a miss, 1-1. You haven't got any word on the Reading-Malden game, have you, Bruce? All right. Yeah, Malden's been more active on Instagram than Twitter. Two and one. Blue Sox against Reading tomorrow night. Expos wrap up their season Friday against Melrose. 2-2 the count, as Bruce tells me that Melrose beat Andre 3-2 tonight. Reading's last game of the season is also against Melrose, but that's on Sunday. As it's down and away to fill the count. Blue Sox finished the regular season at Maplewood against Andre on Friday. 6 teams in the league, 5 will make the playoffs. We know who those 5 are. It will be everyone except Malden, as this is a broken bat liner to second, throw back to second, and for the second straight night, a Blue Sox Expos game ends on a double play, but this time it's the Blue Sox turning the double play, completing the 5-0 shutout, a combined 2-hitter between Vesling, Borja, and Del Carmen, with Vesling picking up the win in 5 innings with 7 strikeouts, second most strikeouts he's had in a game. In his Blue Sox career, he's 2-0 on the season. The Blue Sox are now 15-8, 30 points. They hold the head-to-head tiebreaker over the Expos. And now with Reading tomorrow night, if Reading beats Malden, well, the Blue Sox need, well, I won't bother you with the number crunching tonight. We'll just see what happens with the Reading-Malden game tonight, and then we'll report back to you tomorrow. Likely no broadcast tomorrow, but you can certainly get updates on Twitter and Instagram at @BlueSox_ICL. Next broadcast will be Friday night, Maplewood, Malden, Blue Sox and Chiefs to close out the season. And again, for updates for tomorrow night's game, BlueSox_ICL on Twitter and Instagram. And the Blue Sox improved to 15-8, 30 points with the 5-0 shutout win. That is my phone. Over the Middlesex Expos. 4-run outburst in the top of the first was enough. For Tucker Deschro and everybody here at the Blue Sox Baseball Network, my name is Sam Feely. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you Friday at the latest.